that's one of the reasons why I work with my clients, and regardless of whether they're single, individual, or a couple, on increasing their discomfort or increasing their comfort to discomfort. I think that's really
Mm,
important because then even
yeah.
I don't think people really do well with uncertainty, and dating is all about uncertainty. Is this going to work out? Am I going to hear from them? Like, do they like me as much as I like them? And if you could tolerate that stuff, like you're much more likely to be giving people a chance versus I don't like this uncertainty. I don't like the way this is making me feel. They're probably going to break up with me anyway, so I'm just going to end it.
That is such a self-fulfilling prophecy too. It's
It is. Yeah. But if people can notice that, or like, well, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm just going to end it. It's like, well, remind yourself that you've been resilient. Like being hurt, like married, even happily married people will hurt each other. And it's
mhm,
not necessarily on purpose, but it's going to happen. And that's where, like even research will show, like the repair is important there. But you get to see how does a person respond when they like hurt your feelings, but you have to share that. Like, don't play it
yeah.
cool. Like, oh, it didn't bother you. This is the stuff that you want to assess because if you're choosing to find someone, if you're looking to find someone who's going to be a good fit, not someone who's going to be kind to you, and not be dismissive or gaslight you if you bring up something that bothered you.
Yeah. I think gaslighting too is it's such a it's like a bad, obviously a bad thing to do to someone. I sometimes don't even know if people know they're doing it. Like I think sometimes people are kind of in their own perception of reality of what's going on and they're doing it and they may not even realize that they're doing it. Or
Hmm.
they're like doing it from a bad place. I think it I don't know what you think about that, but sometimes I feel like, and again, gaslighting, not okay, not saying that, but like I try to look at people, and this isn't just in relationships, but like at work with friends and family, I try to look at people and look at their intentions and see if there's like something there that you can like kind of, okay, this person's not trying to hurt me. This person isn't,
Hmm.
and kind of humanize them a little bit
Hmm.
and sort of, again, not give a pass, but hopefully like not escalate it and maybe
Yeah.
come out better.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it would be like case by case basis. And is it like continued behavior? What
Of
exactly
course.
are they saying? Because I think that matters. But like, for example, if someone is like hurt or crying and it, like someone, inadvertently might invalidate them or minimize their feelings by
Exactly.
saying, you shouldn't cry. It's like, well, that's not really not helpful. But is it coming from a bad place? No, they just may not be able to tolerate their discomfort around someone crying or
Exactly.
someone's tears. And so that person would actually have to be doing the work to be like, okay, how can I still show up empathically,
Right.
for my partner, for this person, even though this makes me uncomfortable?
You said that, and that's exactly what I meant. So
Yeah.
thank you for clearing up my thoughts into something that was a little more coherent. But
That totally made sense.
I know we only scheduled a few more minutes. Do you have more time to keep
Yeah,
going,
I
or do
do.
you have?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I
I
do.
just don't want to. I want to be respectful of your time. But no, I agree with that, and I think that people when you're in that situation and you've hurt someone, especially someone that is your partner, you care about, your husband, your wife, whatever, and even if you didn't mean to hurt them and you've hurt them, it does kind of like ignite something in you where you want to be defensive because that wasn't
Hmm.
your intention. And so then you come out and you say that, well, this isn't, something you should be crying about, or I didn't mean to do that. And it's like, that's fair, but you did. So now like listen to what you did and try and
Hmm.
be, respectful of how someone feels, whether you agree with it or not. It is how they feel, and it should be validated and something that you guys look at together. And I always think about this with conflict in a relationship. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person that looks at it this way, but I think of a conflict not as like me versus you, winning and losing, right and wrong, but as like, let's separate ourselves from it. Let's look at it
Hmm.
together and then understand, how did this happen? What can we do to resolve this? And then how can we like have almost like a framework in place of how we address conflicts like this or even different than this going forward? And I think a lot of people, and I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but I want to attack things together and not attack each
Yeah.
other. And that's my
Right.
intention with that. But I think it's hard to do that in the moment. Me too. When emotions are high, and
Right.
yeah, it's a tough thing to just figure out how to navigate, especially I think early on or once you've built those bad habits.
Yeah, but I think what you said is key, like when emotions are high, right? So one thing that we do with our couples especially is emotional management work, because you can't access all of the communication tools that are important, or the skills, when you're in fight or flight mode, or if your
Mm,
emotions are so high. So like I work with my clients around, hey, let's, you need to learn how to avoid fight or flight. Like I'm okay with anger. Like, I mean, some people yell, it's fine, but it's just when you hit that point of no return, that's where the danger zone kind of happens, and what couples really want to avoid. So,
mm.
but calming down, then you're much less likely to be defensive. And the other thing, I mean, there's so many like variables at play here, but sometimes people think that like understanding equals agreement. And so that's why they dig in their heels,
Ah,
because they think,
yes.
well, if I'm going to understand you, then that means I'm going to agree. And then they're scared that maybe their non negotiable is not going to get honored, or they're going to have to give something up. And so I have to do some education around understanding is not agreeing, but you need to empathize. You need to understand your partner's perspective in order to make any kind of groundwork or any kind of compromise happen. There's like no other way it's going to happen. So,
That's awesome. No, gosh, that's really a good way to put it. I totally agree with that. Thank you for listening to this clip from the full episode of Eyes Wide Open. Please like and subscribe for daily clips and new episodes that drop every Tuesday. I appreciate you.